My question relates to one of the big issues today, rising income inequality, and related to that, the campaign to raise the minimum wage, which has had some recent successes with some of the largest businesses in the country like Walmart and McDonald's. How concerned are you about income inequality? Do you think raising the minimum wage is a good idea? And do you think these efforts might meaningfully affect the profitability of corporate America?
Yeah, I think income inequality is, I think, it's extraordinary in the United States to see how far we've gone. Well, just go back to my own case. Since I was born in 1930, the average GDP per capita in the United States has gone up 6 for 1. Now, my parents thought they were living in a reasonably decent economy in 1930, and here their son has lived to where the average is 6 times what it was then. And if you'd asked them at that time, and they'd known that fact, that it would go from $8,000 or $9,000 in today's terms to $54,000, they would have said, well, everybody in America is going to be enjoying a terrific life, and clearly they're not. So I think it is a huge factor. There are a million causes for it, and I don't pretend to know all the answers in terms of working toward solutions, but I do think that everybody that is willing to work should have a reasonably decent livelihood in a country like the United States. And how that is best achieved, I'm actually going to write something on it pretty soon. I have nothing against raising the minimum wage, but to raise it to a level sufficient to really change things very much, I think would cost a whole lot of jobs. I mean, there are such things as supply and demand curves, and if you were to move it up dramatically, I think you would. It's a form of price fixing. I think you would change the opportunities available for people very dramatically. So I'm a much more of a believer in reforming and enlarging the earned income tax credit, which rewards people that work, but also takes care of those whose skills don't fit well into a market system. So I think you put your finger on a very big problem. I don't have anything against raising the minimum wage, because, but I don't think you can do it in a significant enough way without creating a lot of distortions. Whereas I do think the earned income tax credit makes a lot of sense, and I think it can be improved. There's a lot of fraud in it. It pays out this lump sum, so you get into these payday type loans against it. I mean, there's a lot of improvements can be made in it, but I think the answer lies more in that particular policy than the minimum wage. And like I said, I think I'm going to write something on it pretty soon, and if there's anybody I haven't made mad yet, I'll take care of it on the next one. Charlie?
Well, you've just heard a Democrat speaking, and here's a Republican that says I agree with him. I think if you raise the minimum wage a lot, it would be massively stupid and hurt the poor. And I think it would help the poor to make the earned income credit bigger.